Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eddie Frost, and on this channel we're talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And I want to talk today about some beliefs we have, right, that really do stop us healing. And for me personally, it wasn't about healing from narcissistic abuse, right, because I'd done that a long time ago, to be honest. What I hadn't done was grow. What I hadn't done was transform into the most authentic or abundant version of me, which was my true self, right? So healing means I'm not in pain and suffering so much. It doesn't mean you've got the skills, the life skills to build a prosperous, connected, beautiful life. So many of us go through these cycles. We heal some of the pain, but we live in, I see it on the channel, isolation. We join groups, which, at the beginning of my healing journey, it's not against groups, right? There's a point in your healing where it helps to know what happened to you, that you're not crazy, you're not your only one. But there were some groups that I very quickly exited when I first understood what narcissism was and that's what had happened to me. Narcissistic abuse, because they were like narc clubs. All they were doing were reporting, oh gosh, you'll never guess what the narcissist did next and how awful it was, and they were trauma bonding with each other. I will guess what the narcissist did next. I know exactly what they are. They operate from an entity of consciousness that is totally predictable in the sequence. And let's not get it confused, guys. Like, it's not that confusing when you see the truth. If you're confused, you're probably being abused, right? Because most of you are pretty smart here. So if you're confused, you're probably being abused. A narcissist is under the same influence of consciousness. We don't have to overcomplicate it. An overt one is more of an extrovert. A covert one is more of an introvert. And a malignant one just means how spiteful and evil they'll be. That's it. That's the basis of it, right? When you know what you're dealing with, when you know. And then it's your choice to decide. Because honestly, like, so many people are not willing to transform their lives, which is such a shame to me, because what happens to you and me in these cycles is awful. But you've got so much life that you could live. You've got so much love to give, so much life to live, so much to look forward to. If you would choose yourself, right, you're going to have to invest your time, money and attention differently in order to become the best version of you. So if that's what you want, you're in the right place. If that's not what you want, and you want a narc club where you can just complain about narcissists but never fully be you, because you're what matters here, not the narcissist, right? Then you probably want to join a narc club and stay stuck. That's just a depressing life. We're not here for it, right? In any case, let's talk about we get very toxic in these cycles, right? They totally lower your consciousness. So if you're in the midst of narcissistic abuse, you're not a high vibing being. You're not. I used to be. I had a very abundant life. I grew from my childhood. I healed, but I didn't transform in the way I needed to, and I got in other heavily targeted, by the way. That's what happens as well if you're a light worker. But like, I got in new cycles of narcissistic abuse, and my consciousness was affected. It always is. Your energy field is impaired. You're an energetic match to narcissists if you haven't broken free yet. That's the truth. So we've got to change our energy field, have a spiritual energetic cleanse, which is what I do in my program Sovereign, as well as the tools to become an energetic match to who you are, who you really are, and what you really want. So let's look at some of the stinking thinking, the thought patterns that we adopt, right, in this cycle. The first thing that we tend to want to do, right, which is the wrong way round, is we really want to change the narcissist. Yeah? People write to me all the time, well, I wish they would see, and it's not their fault, and they're believing their, I don't know, other related family members or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Trying to change someone else is a losing game. The only person we can change is ourselves, right? So we're trying to change the narcissist, or we're not making the people, right, in our lives accountable because we're making excuses that they're being controlled by the narcissist too, rather than working on our own change and transformation. And this is a personal choice. It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice how much money you're going to have. It's a choice how successful you're going to be. It's a choice how healthy you're going to be. It's a choice how healed you're going to be. I was in the depths of hell, as difficult as it can be. I lost absolutely everything to levels that most people here will never go to, right? So I know what I'm talking about. It still remains a choice that only you can take. But It starts from an inside out change. Now, when you do that, you may have to get rid of certain people in your life or be very honest about the relationships that you're cooperating in. Yeah, because there's two people in the toxic dynamic. I'm not saying that you weren't manipulated to get in with a narcissist, but I am saying that if you're in these cycles, like myself, I spend a lot of time reflecting now on if I went back in time, how I would handle other relationships differently. I didn't have the tools at the time, you see. I was a doormat. I was a people pleaser. I was drained in relationships. I didn't know how to say no kindly, and I didn't know how not to get sucked in. I didn't have the tools. I do now, though. So at the time, none of my relationships were that high quality because I didn't know how to form them. That's what I can teach you. But we've got to see that we've got to change. We've got to change. We've got to understand how to create different types of relationships. And at the moment, if you're in these cycles, you don't know that yet. Otherwise, you would be doing it, right? Because it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's like, you know, a quality of life that is worth living compared to one that's full of suffering and abuse. I mean, what would you choose? You've got to choose your transformation to be an energetic match to the quality of life that you want. A lot of people, because we're still hurt by the injustice trauma, right? Because this is something that happened to us. It's not our fault. You are victimized, but it is our responsibility to change. So a lot of us have this subconscious belief that I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't be the one that has to change. This is too much work. But the point is, you are the only one on the planet responsible for you. The narcissist isn't. Your parents aren't once you're an adult, you are. So we think because of this injustice trauma, I shouldn't have to. This happened to me and it wasn't fair. This planet doesn't work on fair. It works on free will. And who knows, really, spiritually, what should or should not have happened to you, because that is kind of irrelevant. Who you choose to become in relation to it is the only relevant thing, right? So we've got to lose this belief that I shouldn't have to. You're your responsibility. You've got to parent yourself at this point. A lot of people will say, well, I've tried everything. Yeah, I've tried everything. I've tried everything and it hasn't worked, so therefore I give up. Well, then what are you worth to yourself? Your self-worth is your choice. It's how much you will make yourself worth it. So if you say I've tried, I mean, believe me, I thought I'd tried everything. Yeah, I've invested tens of thousands in my own development, like hundreds of thousands, I'd say, over my lifetime. So like, how much is too much? Well, it's never enough until I have the results that I want in my life, the happiness, the fulfillment, the success, the true connections. It's never enough until then. So I've tried everything is just like, I'm not willing to place my worth on myself. I'm not willing to invest in myself. If it's not worked yet, it hasn't worked yet. It's time to continue, not stop, right? So we've got to lose this idea because that's what keeps people in failure. I know this from business, you know, the people that really make it, what they've got more of, right, most of the time until they break through is failure. Until they make it, which you will, if you use the right tools for the right job, which is why I'm here. People like me, we can collapse time for you. We can shrink the amount of time you need on your healing and development because we've mastered it. And not only that, put it together in a way that can save you years and save you a lot of money. So that's the whole point of working with experts. But the fact is, if you tried everything, but you're not living your best life, then are you saying you're not worth investing in and you're not worth your best life? Because the universe is going to meet you wherever you decide. If you say, I'm not worth a good life, I'm happy here because I've tried what I believe is everything or enough, but, you know, then you're settling for something and it's still a choice, right? I'm too stuck, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too ill, I'm too. I was a lot of those things, right? In terms of I was too broke, I was too tired, I was too exhausted, I was too sick, the world was too against me. I had many more disadvantages than other people. Like most of you will have access to some kind of welfare, some kind of family support. I had nothing. So like, I felt all of those things. It was too hard for me. We have a story why it's harder for us. Every person has this, no matter what their circumstances. I've worked with people who've got nothing. I've worked with people who are wealthy. And the thing is, we've all got a story why we're different and it's harder for us. Here's the thing, right? Fear is a liar. The devil is a liar. And like, there's always something that's going to want to put you off and make you believe that your transformation, your health, your well-being, your happiness is not available to you. So whatever the circumstance is, it's still completely possible for you to transform it, no matter how hard it seems. We've all got a story why it's harder for us. It's real, but it's not true, right? It's still available to you. We've got this other one, a lot of people have this, where we think someone else should take care of it. God should just take care of it. Someone should take care of it. I should be rescued because it's not fair. It's relating to the one I said where we think we shouldn't have to do it. This is like the immature part of our brain, right? Where we're used to, like if we had a fight in the playground, right? We call the teacher, or we call our parent to go and sort it out. Yeah, but now we're adults, so only we can take care of it. Can you work in co-creation with the divine, with God? Will he be on your side? Yeah, as long as you're choosing you. God can't get in the way of your free will. If you say, I want help, I want to change this, but you're not prepared to go for it, invest more, put your time in it, work on it, embody it, learn things, go for it, decide the quality of life you want, decide the type of relationships you want, decide the lifestyles you want, decide the changes you want, and do what it takes to be the person that's the energetic match. God's going to meet you every step of that way. But when you say I want it and do nothing about it, then you're not exercising your free will. And this is a co-creation universe. We work in co-creation with the divine. Yeah, you lead, God meets you. You lead, you say, this is what I want, this is what I'll do for it. God's going to match you. God's going to bring you the things. God's going to open doors, right? But you've got to be walking. You've got to be walking towards them, to walk through them. That's kind of how it works. So that's what I wanted to share. Join Sovereign if you can. So that's about lots of things. It's a in-depth program that will help you understand yourself, come into your authentic power, break trauma bonds, set boundaries, standards, values, and learn manifestation. I've got Live Fully Now, which is a plugin. It's like a monthly membership where I give you a theme a week where you can just keep understanding manifestation, keep on a good track to improve your life. I've got other courses on my website, Money Magic. That one will help you dramatically change your relationship with money, stepping into your power, breaking relationship trauma, because look, how we relate to money is how we relate to ourselves a lot of the time. So there's lots of ideas and practical strategies in that. Elevate You is about building a business around who you are and what you love, your genius, understanding your purpose. Feminine Power is my only, men could do it, but it's a female biased course about feminine leadership, understanding like the energy in feminine leadership. That's a really beautiful course. And I've got Living from Abundance, which is about changing your energetic set point from lack to abundance, which for most people, if you could do that every day, your life would dramatically change. That shifts your consciousness into an abundant one. So I'll put the links below. Have a great day, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.